Welcome back, everybody. Panster is no longer with me. Well, he's not died.
Only
He's
in
just
spirit.
in the background. Yeah. But joining me today is Orion, and actually for the rest of the day, I think you're here for until grand final now.
I'm here for 4 hours. Yeah, thank you, Padster, for coming in for that first game. Otherwise, it would have been 5 games back to back, and I don't think my voice would have survived that long. But yeah, we are starting off. Well, I'm starting off in the lower semi-final. Do you want to take us through the game that has just gone on and the 2 players that have made it through?
Yeah, sure. So in the game we just watched, it was a game between Acrose, OC, Babs, and Koza, with Acrose and OC going through. OC had a little bit of trouble clutching at the end of that to knock out Babs, but just about managed to get the job done. So Acrose and OC will be in this match, and then from the other lower quarterfinal, it's between jdon, Naruko, Killian, and Kai. Out of interest, you don't know that result yet, do you? Because you've just got in. Who would you have thought had gone through from that match, or have you seen already?
I mean, I think I got my pick'ems right. So yeah, I think Koza and Babs, obviously a great player, but does tend to sometimes stumble in tournaments. And OC up and coming, I would have given him it. I think I've got OC as coming in 7th overall. I want to
Mm-hmm.
say, which will be interesting to see how he does against Killian here. That is kind of the main thing I'm looking at. I think jdon and Acrose are probably the 2 strongest here. OC a potential challenger, but you did say that he started to crumble in that previous match, so I am wondering how long his momentum can last for before the nerves start to set in and he does start to fumble a bit.
From the last match that we just saw, I'd say there's nothing that suggests the Crows won't go through, and probably in first place.
Yeah.
He looks a lot better, sort of the second half of yesterday, and he seems to have taken that into this match. So I think the Crows would be my guaranteed through, and then jdon won his lower bracket, so I guess that seems fairly reasonable as well. We're going into the map intro now for Ledior, so let's go. Right, moving into the first round here. It's all very even through the starts, no early mistakes. Bit of a different line there. Crow's trying to take more speed through the drift, going a bit wider. But it seems to have just evened out coming into the uphill dirt section.
OC carrying a little bit less speed though. He's still definitely within contention. A few good turns here and carrying exit speed will put him in the mix. Acrose dropping back slightly. Everyone sending the inside. See if everyone can hold the gear here as well. It's honestly inseparable. Like what we got, 0.156 between jdon in first, OC in fourth. One mistake could decide it, or if all four players finish, it will be a photo finish to decide the first round. Killian there risking a little bit and having to release. OC moving up into third. Who gets the last drift best? jdon goes wide, carries the speed. Can he snipe Acrose? Yes, he can by 0.03 of a second. He was in fourth place there at the start of that drift, but carried the exit speed through. What a first round to start off this match.
Yeah, and jdon really led pretty much from start to finish, but you could have thrown a blanket over all 4 cars, really. Killian was in second, but made a slight mistake, and it was honestly a tiny tap release sort of level of mistake, and he was still, just over 0.1 behind. So if that's any indication, this is going to be a very good match.
Yeah, this is a match where, like, so far you might have gotten by on just pure consistency while other players have crashed around you. This time you've got to be fast and consistent, as Acrose there with a touch on the outside dirt promotes OC into first. Acrose losing about 0.4. jdon as well with a little clip there. Acrose could have capitalized, but he's made another mistake there, and jdon back into third place, while it's Killian and OC up the front, both Irish players, 1 and 2, and trading places as we go through the final couple of turns here.
Yep, dead even. 4,000th between first and second. There's 2 battles going on here. OC going a little bit wider to try and take more speed through, and it seems to be paying off. Gets an earlier landing as well. Will he get a nice drift into the ending? He does. and he'll take first place, and Jdon will take third. Acrose made another mistake towards the end. OC in the previous match that we watched was very good at that ending drift. There were multiple times where he passed Babs or Koza going into the finish. One thing actually that you won't have seen in that last match was Acrose and OC came first and second in that order for 4 rounds in a row on this map. And
Wow.
actually Babs and Koza were third and fourth 4 rounds in a row as well. So it was the same 4 players in each position every round. So
I mean,
I'm a little bit surprised.
It does look like OC has a very strong end. Like, coming off that downhill dirt into like the final third of the map, it was neck and neck between him and Killian. But he then pulled out 0.1, 0.2 those last couple of turns. I think slightly different lines on the drift as you just before the dirt, and OC's line carries more speed through, and then that final drift seems to have that nailed as well. Takes a slightly different line here, but comes out with less exit speed, but I think it's roughly equal, to be honest with you, going tight and then wider compared to wide and then tighter. OC again does have a strong end, but Acrose seeming to be matching him a bit close to the inside wall there, but Acrose extending his lead. He's going to be a bit marginal there, and he knew it. He had to release the ending and almost came a cropper.
Yep, didn't cost him though in the end, and that's all that really matters. I would have expected him to have lost less points on this map so far, if I'm being honest. This seems to have been one of his better maps going on his last match performance. So I don't know if that's saying anything in the course of the match, but we'll see. I mean, OC is currently out in front, which is probably not what everyone would have expected going into this. We're only 3 rounds in, but Killian's already dropping a little bit behind, so... And he's 4th place in this round as well, as we look.
Yeah, I think it will take until about the 3rd map before we maybe start to see a gap open up, but on Ledior at least, it doesn't look like one player is especially the weakest. Like, we haven't seen many mistakes. The only one really that's been a major one was Acrose hitting the wall on the outside dirt. So with Acrose pipped to be the strongest player in this match, you can't really draw any conclusions just yet. It's just that everyone is driving very fast, very consistent. The winning time in every round so far has been a 1 minute 0.6, which is about 0.5 off everyone's PB. That's a 0.5 from Acrose. That's 0.4 off his PB. So yeah, the pace right now is very strong, and I mean Killian even driving a 1 minute 0.8, which is half a second off his own PB as well. So the pace is strong, the consistency is strong, and honestly, a really exciting match so far as we move on to our 2nd map in Capital.
Yep, and it'll be good to see which of the players here favours which map. We've seen more of some players here than others. I think we've seen quite a lot of OC over the last few matches, and we've maybe only seen Killian. I think we've only seen Killian once, and Jdon once, I think, as well. But we've seen quite a lot of Acrose. So, it'd be good to see which of the maps Killian and Jdon, for example, are favouring.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the points, Killian right now on 66, I didn't make many mistakes, but I think was just slightly off the pace that was being set by Acrose, Jdon, OC, who are all on similar points. Acrose on 86, OC and Jdon tied on 82, and then it's 16 points back to Killian. So a little bit of a gap to make up, and this is Killian's weakest map. He has a 56.9 here, whereas OC has a 56.7, Jdon a 56.6, and Acrose a 56.7. So the ultimate pace definitely favouring Acrose, OC, and Jdon, but we'll see if the consistency of those 3 players matches their times that they've driven.
All right, and I think we're going to go into a map intro now for Capital. Welcome back. First round, getting into Capital. What happened in the meantime, as you can't see the chat, is Killian has said minus 40 points incoming, which is Probably not a smart decision because that's what Koz had said in the last match, and it happened. So, not very confident here from Killian on this map.
Yep, lack of confidence, but we'll see if it translates into results. I mean, they're all pretty even so far. Jdon with a slight lead, but this turn can decide a lot how much you risk it. You see Jdon there jumping out wide. OC taking the lead, but who carries the most speed through it is Jdon retaking the lead now. Acrose currently in 4th place, but fighting nip and tuck with Killian, who gets a better line. Doesn't have to release as well. I thought he was going a bit wide there. Acrose, though, better inside drift. Killian currently in 4th, and he needs to try and find a way past 1 or 2 players going into this final turn.
Oh, Jdon made a mistake. He was in the lead, which has left it open for Acrose, and Killian manages just to hold off OC. But again, a super close round there, with only one mistake at the end being taking Jdon from losing 0 points all the way to losing 10, which, with how close this match has been, and with the fight for the top 2, that's a big deal.
Yeah, Jdon there was on a really sick time, actually. Sub 57, probably would have even been faster than Killian's PB, but Killian that round driving within 2/10 of his PB is what he needs to be doing, really, because the others on paper have more pace. So Killian is really going to have to push hard here if he wants to get those results. 2nd place in the previous round, as we see a mistake there from Acrose, putting him about half a second behind the other 3. But yeah, I think this map is going to be do or die for Killian here. Really needs to try and eat away at the other players' points.
Yeah, and sometimes that can happen in competition. If you're against particularly good players, it can bring the best out of you. Some people will crumble under that pressure, but some people they'll start driving close to, or even driving PB in order to keep up with the higher level players.
Yeah, Acrose has not managed to make up any headway here. Killian still holding 3rd place, so Acrose will get the -10. Nobody missing the finish there. Killian, damage limitation. Jdon with a banger time, 56.865. That is a ridiculous time to be posting in rounds. That's only a second slower than his PB, and that's faster than Killian's PB. Sorry, a 10th slower than his PB, and a second faster. What am I saying? A 10th faster than Killian's PB. Yeah, really insane pace from Jdon on Captal.
Yep, I think we saw a few 56.9s yesterday in rounds, but maybe if we saw a singular 56.8, so see another one here, and he looked like he was on that sort of pace in the first round as well, don't forget. This does look like it's a Jdon map pick, if we'll call it that.
Yeah, world record is a 56.498, so he's also driving within 4/10 of world record as well, which is absolutely insane to do in rounds. As we see this one being led by OC as we go into the 2nd half of the map. Acrose 3rd, Jdon 2nd, Killian trying his best to get up there, but it just seems like he's losing a lot of time in that transition into the drift there. Acrose seems to come through, and he's come all the way through the field. Might even be able to get 1st place here from sitting in 4th. OC, slightly different lines, but does make it through 57.0. The times, again, insane. Killian within 0.16, but still that puts him in 4th place. Like, he's infallible, but it's just the pace of the round so far is so insane that he's just not able to keep up.
You've got to feel a little bit bad for him here, really. He's driving under a 57.2 and still 4th place,
Yeah.
4th,
It's ridiculous.
And the matches are only going to get better from here. Because you've got to remember, this is the lower bracket, so all of these players have come 3rd or 4th at least once. Well, exactly once, actually, for being technical.
Oh, that was a very close line from Acrose there. You heard him release as Jdon jumps wide again. It's an interesting line from Jdon. It looks like he's losing time, but it actually then gains him when he goes on the dirt downhill because he just has that steeper incline. So back into 1st once again. Acrose, look at the line there. He's had a bit of a wobble. Full sent it, and I mean, it almost worked out for him, but yeah, slightly awkward transition. Still ahead of Killian, though, crucially, who is bleeding points right now. Currently, Acrose on 72, OC 71, ahead of Jdon on 65, and he's going to extend that lead as well. Killian with another -10. It's a 0.1 this time. Yeah, Killian 0.3 back. I don't want to keep highlighting him in 4th. Like, I'm highlighting him because he is driving so well, but the level is unreal. Like, that's, Killian is not having a bad match. the others are just having an exceptional match.
Yeah, and I think we should mention OC there because
Yeah,
we didn't
definitely.
really speak about him too much, but even with jdon driving the ridiculous pace, I think OC is the one who came out of that with the least points lost because of that 4th place from jdon. So
jdon versus OC is an interesting battle. I mean, we've got an interesting battle for the top 3. We are finishing this match at 2 players eliminated, by the way. We will not be seeing out the 1v1. So that doesn't really matter in terms of points. But right now with OC on 71, Acrose on 65, jdon on 61, that battle for the to get through, to not be eliminated, is going to be red hot.
yeah, and I think this highlights, you know, how close in skill some of these players are, because Acrose beat OC in the last match by 30 points, really, around that sort of distance. But now, after 2 maps, OC's ahead. I mean, what can you do? It looks like it was just a little bit of a mental thing at the end of OC. And to be honest, credit to him for coming back from that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it looked like he was falling apart a little bit. So the fact that he's managed to pull this together. And anyway, moving on to the map now for Menace, and we've got a video for you.
Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, I think OC's going to finish last in the first round. There were 2 hole clippers, both OC and Killian, and then OC got the fattest nose slide going into the first drift, and is now 1.7 seconds behind the leader, which is Acrose currently. All 4 players are pretty evenly matched in terms of their PB. OC, Killian, and jdon all with a 0.6, Acrose with a 0.5. So you'd have to favour him on this map, but jdon is setting the early pace here, a 10th in front of Acrose at the moment. Everyone keeping the gear? No, Acrose dropping it, but getting that tight inside line and not gearing up on the grass, which loses you between 0.3 and 0.5. It's crazy just how one gear can lose you so much time, but it is going to be jdon winning the round, provided he makes the finish with a 101.7. Just a 10th behind his PB, so really strong round by jdon there. Acrose, the 10th behind Killian after clipping the start. 0.6 adrift, but crucially 3rd place for him. And a 4th for OC means he will lose the lead of this match. But, well, he's joint equal now with Acrose, jdon, and himself. That's kind of crazy.
I think OC really, though, has no one to blame but himself, because he muttered the magic words in chat of -40 here. And so far, everybody who's done that has had an absolutely miserable map. I think Killian got 2/3 and 2/4 after saying it. And I think Koza got exactly -40. So let's see if OC can break that curse.
Well, currently in 2nd place, jdon this time, after setting the pace in round 1, is currently in 4th position and is going to remain that way after Killian carrying more speed through the exit there. Acrose and OC up front with a gap of about 0.3 to jdon in 4th, and jdon with a clip as well, pushing to try and catch up. Oh yeah, Killian has clipped the outside as well, so jdon might find his way back up into 3rd here, but we'll keep an eye on this battle between OC and Acrose. OC going wider, carrying more speed. Can he pip Acrose at the end? OC historically does not like this ending, but he is pushing through. Acrose, though, with a tighter inside line, carries more speed through, and OC adrift by 0.18, winning time 101.7. Acrose definitely still got more pace in the tank, 0.2 off his PB there. And jdon and Killian with mistakes. Killian must have made another mistake, actually, as jdon into 3rd, Killian another -10, drops down to 18, and all 3 other players still have more than half of their points, so it's really not looking good for Killian here now.
No, and I think OC at the end of that last round, he had a really good outside dirt, but he just wasn't able to keep the speed transitioning onto the finish. He got a little bit of a clip, which ended up meaning he didn't pass Acrose. But Acrose has been really consistent on this ending anyway. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but Jaden's massive mistake.
Yeah, Killian clipped the start, I think. Or no, Killian had to release the start, went too wide after the drift and would have hit the checkpoint had he not released the throttle. But Jaden, with a bigger mistake, is going to be 2 seconds behind. Once again, though, Acrose and OC are looking like the 2 players to beat here, at least on this map. Jaden, I think, has made 2 mistakes so far, whereas OC and Acrose, well, OC obviously clipping the hole in the first round, but he's made up for it in the next 2, and I don't think he's going to catch Acrose here. Killian is not going to catch either of them. 1017 from Acrose again. Great pace, great consistency. OC just behind. Killian not losing a maximum this time, courtesy of Jaden's mistake, but still bleeding points heavily.
Yeah, this is looking like it's a bit of a bridge too far for Killian in this match. And we might be coming onto some maps that he's better on a little, after this, but it might be a bit too much of an ask, realistically, to look for second at this point. OC, on the other hand, still holding on to second, both in the race and in the overall. Jaden made a bit of a mistake last round, but definitely still in contention. And Acrose has been sort of showing up the last few rounds. He's not quite got a commanding lead, but he's definitely looking like he's going to take the lead coming off the end of this map. We'll have to see if there are any sort of gaps in the points that start emerging the further into this match we go.
Yeah, Acrose has a much stronger lead here. Killian with a tight inside line might be able to overtake OC. He is held gear 4 across the grass as well. All 4 players risking. OC though with a bonk, which is going to be a -10 for him. Had to full send there because Killian was just coming up behind him. Acrose with a bit of a slow end. Might get sniped here. It's so close at the end. 0.43 separating all 3 players. Driving a 1019. Definitely a slightly slower round there from Acrose. And it almost allowed Jaden and Killian to come in and steal that first place away. But OC with a mistake. -10 as we go on to our 4th map in the rotation now, which is Candy Crush.
Yeah, just a little bit of a mistake on the end there from Acrose. Not like even a proper mistake, but just not taking the outside dirt and having a little bit of a slower last corner. Nearly ended up with him being caught, but it didn't, so he's ended up extending his lead. Already 18 points now between him and OC in second. So 3 points between him and Jaden, which is really where the competition is. Because first and second, we're not even playing just to see who comes first and who's second. That shows how little realistically that means in terms of the tournament. But that second and third is really the key fight. So any -10s from Jaden or OC, they'll really matter in the long run.
Yep. Killian on 4 points needs a round win here to survive and not go on to last chance, I believe. Is it second place as well, or is that -4 exactly? I think that's -4 exactly.
That's -4 exactly.
Yeah. So,
I think what Killian needs is a miracle, if we're being totally honest.
Yeah, I agree. But honestly, okay. Well, we'll go to a map intro first, and then I'll talk a little bit more about Killian here. Come and set me free.
Right, getting into the first round here on Candy Crush. OC's made a mistake on the first corner. Did I say OC?
Dear.
What?
Yeah,
oh, no, yeah.
That's depressing. Yeah, I was going to talk a bit more about Killian because currently he is top 8 and he was seeded 10th. So a good result. He's essentially beaten his. Wait, would this be top 8? Yeah, it would be top 8, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So he's beaten his seeding, possibly because of Welsh internet and Bospez throw, but we don't talk about him. We'll give him credit for it,
I mean, yeah, his seeding realistically would have been 12th off the back of that.
That's true. No, so even better, yeah. We're giving him even more credit.
And in the last round, he beat Nya quite convincingly, to be honest. He beat him by like 40 points. So it's not even like he scraped through to be here with some, last round shenanigans. He was...
That's a time, by the way. 56-4. PBs, let's see. Acrose 56-2. OC 56-4. Killian 56-4. jdon 56-3. So once again, Acrose seems to be the strongest player. We have paused. Wait, does that round not count? Uh-oh. Controversy. Unsure what is happening.
OC had some technical issues, so he asked for a pause at the end of the round. However, the round got skipped.
Oh dear.
So the points for the last one didn't count. So I think we're going to get a nice little parade where they drive over the finish in order. But we'll see.
Are we watching this, Pat? Could we see this?
I wish we had some music for this.
Can we please see this? Great.
Unless the points just suddenly get added on, I don't think they will. No.
No. Okay, here we go. This is the British and Irish Trackmania Candy Crush Parade of 2024. Wait, why are they driving fast? Hello, guys. Parade.
Because the faster they drive, the faster the parade is.
No, I want a slow parade. Clapping and like collecting for charity, which is a segue into if you'd like to donate to the prize pool. There is a Discord channel, which I can't remember the name of, with a link somewhere, because I haven't done my research, and I completely doing this on the fly, where you can donate money. Thank you, BIPC3-prize in the Discord, if you would like to donate money to the prize pool, which will go to the eventual winners. Is it top 4 split? Top 3, 2? Top 4 split. So
if someone misses the finish here, by the way.
I think they're going safe in.
Oh, Killian! Are you stopping, Killian? Oh, wait, he's got 4 seconds. What if he gets the DNF? Could you imagine?
He's got it. That would be quite funny.
Can
this be scrubbed from Magpie's stats? Yeah, good round, guys. Good round.
Right, Killian's in last chance. You can notice that by the nice red number on his car.
Are we going to get OC moment again? Because, I mean, crashed the start before, and he does not like this pillar drift. I know.
Honestly, this is a similar number of points to when Babs went into last round.
Wait, so you're telling me Babs was on last chance, OC lost 30 points,
approximately,
and like almost through. Oh my god! All right, I didn't realize that's what you meant.
Yeah. He kept coming last and last and last, and it was, and then when he didn't come last, the Crows made a mistake and came last. So Babs just kept being let in and let in.
Well, Killian right now is in last. Everyone's kept the gear. He needs to snipe jdon here, really. He needs a really solid end. OC with a bit of a wobble. I don't think it's going to happen.
That's it.
Surely no one misses the finish. Nope. Killian, a valiant effort, but ultimately is going to be out in 4th place here. 8th place overall. Yeah. Credit to him. He's beaten his seed significantly, put up a really solid showing, but yeah, the competition has just had an excellent day here. OC, jdon, Acrose. And it looks like, wait, what the hell has happened? Acrose is just, he hasn't dropped point. He must have finished every round first for ages, and we just haven't picked up on it, because I swear they were all tied on, like, yeah, I remember Acrose typed in chat, yeah, everyone on 61 points is cool. And since then, Acrose has not lost a single point, and OC and jdon are now on 29 and 26 respectively.
He's taking it very seriously.
Number, yeah.
He was actually intentionally losing points to get to 61.
Yeah, and then just didn't.
He's going to change his name to Acrose 60. Petition to change his name to Acrose 61 if he doesn't lose another point. Actually, he'll lose them this round, won't he? Thinking about it, because there's only 3 left.
This is true. This is true. No longer 61 gang. Oh, he's almost clipped the hole as well.
It looked like he did clip the hole. He's lost speed, hasn't he?
A little bit.
Just managed to hold on.
56.7, which is not the strongest round, to be fair, given that his PB is a 56.2. So he's driven half a second slower than PB. But yeah, I think we can maybe turn our attention away from Acrose now and start focusing on this battle for OC and jdon to see who gets into those final spots.
But we didn't notice him being on 61, so I think our attention was already off him, for being totally honest.
Possibly, yeah.
But yeah, OC looks to be having a good few rounds. I think jdon was ahead of him or very close. And now there's a little bit of a gap. 6 points at this stage is still, that's still a large percentage of the points they have left. So it's definitely not insignificant. Especially with OC in second now and jdon in third.
I would say that
OC touched.
Oh, OC, bye-bye. Going back onto Menace, jdon looked to be possibly strongest on that map out of the 4 players that we had at the time. Whereas OC... No, it isn't Menace, it's Ledior, isn't it? It is Ledior that we're going back onto. But still, yeah, it was that map that jdon looked strongest on. So... It's going to be close. It's going to be very close.
It is. And we'll have to see what impact Acrose does have on this seemingly 1v1 for second and third. Because if there is any mistakes from Acrose, it can change someone winning around, especially if he comes second or something like that. It can play spoiler and make it a big change in points. Because at the moment, if they're coming second and third, there's only a 3-point swing each round. Whereas if someone comes first and Acrose comes second, all of a sudden that's a much bigger difference. Which feels really weird to say that Acrose is like a pawn that fits in between. It's just to see the second place result. But at the end of the day, he's pretty much guaranteed to win, and it's not going to matter. So I can't hear you, Orion.
Yep, hello. We go into this map with OC on 14 and jdon on 11. So it's likely that it will be decided here. Unless Acrose has an absolute stinker and it's OC and jdon in first and second place for the duration of the map. And they would have to be trading positions as well. So Who takes it? Who do you think?
I've got to go with OC. I've got to. For the Irish community, I've got to go OC.
Do you know, I'm almost siding with you. It feels delusional, It feels wrong. But I think OC takes it.
Yeah. It just depends whether his mental catches up with him after what happened last time. If he sees jdon on last chance and he still has some points, then it sort of has flashbacks to the last match.
I don't know. I think if jdon gets onto last chance, then I think OC mental-wise, you're putting the other player under pressure, and they have to perform. So I would think that OC at that point should probably win if he puts jdon on last chance. If OC goes on to last chance, I think it's over, honestly. I think it's completely over.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, Acrose has had a shocking start. Playing spoiler.
There's a lovely no slide to start things off.
And no gear either.
Does he make it? Oh, wow.
Just about. But anyway, the big fight's out in front. But jdon's already got speed on OC.
Yeah, it's what, like 0.2, 0.3? jdon would need to fully throw the end. OC looks very strong on the end, but is he going to be able to make up 0.2 in like 3-4 corners? Don't think so. jdon is going to have to,
bit of lag
make a mistake somewhere. We are getting a bit of lag from OC as he bounces back and forth. Or OC, that's a brilliant drift, but still I don't think he's got the speed. jdon needs to mess up the final drift here. OC messes up the final drift. Acrose? Oh, I could hear his car coming around that final corner, but OC just about had it. Killian saying server lag. Maybe it's all 3 players being affected then, but only Killian is getting it. He was probably spectating OC then, same as we were.
Yeah. I wonder if OC saw how far ahead he was of Acrose, and that's why he went for such a risky drift at the end, thinking even if I miss it, if I know,
Possibly, yeah.
I know I'm going for it.
I
Because
don't
that's
know
kind of
who.
what it looked like. He changed very quickly after he touched to go on the outside, as if it was almost, I'm not going to say pre-planned, but you know what I mean? He knew it was a possibility.
Yeah. I don't know who plays HUD on, HUD off out of all of these guys. Would be interesting to know. As OC, nice speed out of the outside dirt. Might just sneak ahead of Acrose, who goes wide and then carries speed through. But OC maintains the lead. It's currently jdon in last place, who would be dropping down to last chance here. If he finishes in third, OC would survive for another round. But there's a touch from OC. It's only a little one, but jdon right behind to capitalize. And OC now is going to have to make it up again at the end. Acrose in first. jdon, if jdon finishes first here, that would really be an interesting dynamic between the points difference between OC and jdon. OC with a bigger crash, though. He's not going to do it. And Acrose and jdon into the finish. OC on last chance. This is where we see, OC at his best or OC at his worst. There will be no in between here. He either clutches up and finishes first in this round with a banger time, or it's just head loss. There's not going to be much in between.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if Acrose plays spoiler in any way as well. It's not just the 1v1 between OC and jdon.
Good start for jdon, though. Look at that first turn. He's had to compromise a little bit on the exit, so we'll lose a little bit of speed here. OC right behind, full sending the outside dirt, getting a better line through there. Just inches ahead by a car length. jdon now from first to third. OC a little bit of a wobble on the sausage turn. jdon is going to carry more speed here through this turn onto the dirt. Keeping the gear is vital. OC touched the outside before. Isn't going to touch this time. It's so close, but he is surviving so far. Just a couple more turns to go. jdon, 0.1 back, needs to full send here. Will be going on to last chance regardless in this round, but OC still just trying to survive. Is he going to hit the outside? Yes, a small pixel clip. Here comes jdon coming through. Just one more turn to go. jdon, does he hit the outside? Does he hit the finish? No, he doesn't. jdon makes it through. jdon into the grand final. The smallest of pixel clips from OC. Looked like he'd made the turn, but the tiny little slowdown was enough for jdon to come through, and OC eliminated in 7th place overall.
Wow, that was. Oh, that's really
So
sad
close.
for OC.
Such a fine margin, honestly. But still, honestly, a great match from OC. Like, from where he was a year ago to like mid-20s in BIPC 2 to now like 7th place BIPC 3. Like, the grind has been incredible, and hats off OC. I know you get a lot of stick in Discord, but yeah, the improvement, the grind has been unreal. And keep at it, honestly. Like, OC top 4 BIPC 4 question mark.
There we go. I mean, if he keeps improving like this, why not? And that was really well done from jdon as well to keep it together enough to see off OC, because he was actually down on points for a fair chunk of that match in third. So to be able to hold it together, bring it back at the end, and hold your nerve, especially on that last drift. I was thinking if you risked that too much, there was always a chance of him trying to jump back into second and crashing, but he managed to hold it together. So well done to him as well. And obviously, Acrose just looking a little bit of a higher level than the rest in the match, to be honest, by the end.
Yeah, for sure. So Acrose and jdon now waiting in that lower final. But we'll be going to a short break. And when we come back, we will have the upper bracket final to decide who out of Bozbez, Jorday, Wizzy, and Hendo advances to the grand final, and who will be dropping down to lowers to face Acrose and jdon. So we'll be 5 or 10 minutes. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be back with more BIPC action.